Hey guys, so today we are going to be trying a lot of new luxury makeup. I placed a bunch of orders on Selfridges mainly. I feel like Selfridges got a lot of these releases first. So we have the new Hermes highlighter. I cannot wait to pull that out. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. And then I have the Guerlain holiday collection. Not all of it, but I do have the meteorites, the gold pearl meteorites. I do also have their gold bronze that they've come out with for this holiday season. And then I have their two Mad Eyes cream eyeshadow sticks. They are called Contrast Shadow Duo Sticks. So I got both colorways, so we'll play around with that. And then from Selfridges, the Christian Louboutin refillable lipstick case in the shade Blush came into stock. So if you guys remember my haul or try on haul from maybe a week or so ago, I had purchased the red and the yellow, and this blush was out of stock. And I said, if you guys see it in stock anywhere, let me know. And so many of you DM'd me, thank you so much. It became available on the Louboutin site, and then it was available on Selfridges. So I just purchased it off of Selfridges because I have that global delivery membership. So I pay like $55 a year and I get free delivery on everything. And so when I ordered that case, I also purchased one more refill because I love this lipstick formula. I went ahead and got the shade Crazy Pale. So this is the lightest pinky peach in line. So we'll play with that. And I also placed an order on Dior.com for their holiday products. So I got both of the eyeshadow quads and the blush. And I was thinking about doing a separate video for this, a separate video for the Guerlain, but I realized a lot of the products don't actually overlap. So we're just gonna talk about it all today. I have a lot of stuff. I even have the Tom Ford Naked Pink, the Soleil Quad. I don't think I'll be able to squeeze that in, but I may be able to squeeze in the Sunlit Rose lip balm that came out for the Soleil Neige collection. So we've got a lot of fun stuff. I mean, this is probably the most jam-packed, excited video I've done between Hermes, Guerlain, Dior, Louboutin, Tom Ford, and what we're gonna start off with is a new Bobbi Brown Intensive Serum Foundation with SPF 40. This is something that Bobbi Brown just sent to me, and yeah, and I'm really curious about it. So they sent over the shade Sand, which is N032. And I'm not sure that this is new. I feel like I've seen this on the website. Maybe I've seen this on Nordstrom as well. So I'm not sure if Intensive Serum Foundation is new. Anyway, it's new to me, so we're gonna try that today. This bottle is really heavy and it's so beautiful. I love that it's like black glass, really nice. And it's got the gold bee emblem on the top there. Really rather chic. And I actually have a bunch of new brushes basically to try out. I've tried out a couple of them, but I haven't tried out all of them. And these are the new brushes from BEAUTYLISH, their Units line. So this is like their orange handle set. And they sent this over to me. I wanted to include this in my BEAUTYLISH gift card event recommendations, but I haven't gotten a chance to use it enough to say I recommend this set. So I thought I would use it today, and this video is going up before the gift card event ends. So if you become interested after seeing me use them, then maybe you should take advantage during the gift card event. But anyway, there are a ton of brushes that are part of this set, and they're all synthetic haired. So this brush, there's two brushes in here that really piqued my interest, the 303 and the 304. And I know that all of these brushes are available in the set, and then they're also available individually. But these are like perfect looking cream brushes to me. And they're fairly unique. Like this one is like a domed but angled, short-haired brush. And then this brush, I feel like when I see this shape, it's usually much flatter. So these look very appealing to me. So I think I'm gonna use this brush. So let me pump out some of this serum foundation here. All right, so there is shade Sand. And Sand is the shade that I use in that Skin longwear foundation from Bobbi Brown, so hopefully this will work. This looks a teensy bit warmer, but I think it should work. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with the brush 303. This is that angled one, and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of this and work that center out. And I'm just gonna apply it to this half of my face so we can compare to my non-foundation side. So the SPF in here is, I believe, a mixture of Yes, of chemical and mineral sunscreen. So there's octinoxate in here, and then there's titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. This brush is really great. I think for foundation, I would prefer something just a little bit larger, just so that I can kind of be efficient with my brush strokes. But this is really nice. It's very, very soft, and it's not leaving any actual brush strokes in the foundation, which is really nice. Okay, so there is the foundation on this side. I just put a little bit down, and I feel like the coverage is fairly light. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more. That's how much I used, probably about half of what I pumped out. So I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more, see if I can build that up. Okay, so 2 light layers gives me, I think, a light medium. I definitely see a difference between that first layer that I put down and this layer that I just put down. And I really like this slight radiance that I'm getting. Very nice. I have dry skin, so I don't mind like a little bit of glow to my base products. Very smooth. Ooh, lovely, lovely. All right, let me just grab the rest of what's on my hand and apply to the other side. I'll probably have to pump out a little bit more to even things out. All right. Oh, I think the shade works. It's a little bit warm on my skin tone, but I think it looks fine. It actually is a good shade for me. And I do like the coverage. I really like the finish. The finish is really, really beautiful. It's very smooth. Do you see that? And there's like a little bit of like a healthy sheen there. Ooh. Ooh, pretty. Okay, I don't have any new powder. I was thinking about using the, the Meteorites Gold Pearl, but I think I'm gonna use this as a finishing powder because it probably most definitely has quite a bit of glow to it, and I like that for finishing powder versus a setting powder. All right, I'm gonna use my trusty Kogendo Natural Lighting Powder, and I'm gonna use the Units 302 brush, nice big fluffy powder brush. Okay, powder is applied. The brush is really nice. It's really flexible, the bristles, so I felt like I could really kind of work the product in, but lightly. And very much worth noting, there's been no shedding. No hairs have come out of this brush. Okay, so for bronzer, we're gonna try the new Guerlain Terracotta Gold Bronze. This is the bronzing powder that they've come out with for holiday. This is in the shade Medium Warm. So this may be a little bit too deep for me when it comes to Guerlain bronzers. The ones that usually work for me are like the light warm, light cool even, but the mediums are usually too deep for me. But let's see, I wanted to get this because it was part of the holiday collection and it's got the typical terracotta packaging, but on the inside, there is this fun gold overspray on top of the bronze. Let's see, let's do a little swatch here. It's a fairly warm bronze, as you can see from this swatch. I think that's pretty typical for Guerlain bronzers. I'm not really surprised. I'm just trying to figure out if it's gonna be way too deep. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and use it anyway. And I'm gonna try the Units 301 brush. So this is a really big, flatter, like pinched ferrule brush versus the powder brush that I just used. So I like this more for bronzers. I'm just gonna go ahead and ruin that overspray, but here's one last look at it. So pretty. And I'm not sure if this bronzer has gold shimmer running all the way through it, or if it's just in the overspray. I guess we'll be able to tell once I get rid of this overspray. But anyway, let's go ahead and apply what I picked up. So there's, again, definite warmth to this bronzer. It has a pretty strong golden sheen. So now that I have worked my way basically through the overspray there, yeah, I feel like there is gold shimmer all the way through this powder. So the gold shimmer is going to be a little bit more intense when you're working through that overspray, but it is throughout the entire pan. So it's not like you're just left with like a regular matte bronzer once the overspray is worked off. But yeah, that's what just plain old bronzer looks like. And you can, hopefully you can see there's like a satin gold kind of reflect to it. It's really very, very pretty. For my skin tone, I wish it was just a hint less warm. I mean, I think it's okay, but personal preference, I just wish it was a little bit less warm. But that is the Guerlain Terracotta Gold Bronzer for Holiday 2021. Let's move over to blush, and we're gonna move over to Dior. So I haven't even opened up this box yet because I had to show you guys how beautiful this arrived. So I placed my order off of Dior.com, and Look at this ribbon that they wrap this up in. The Christian Dior, the lettering, it's like little teeny tiny sequins. I'm not one to hold on to packaging, but I think I'm gonna hold on to this ribbon because it's so neat. So like I mentioned, I did order the 2 quads and the blush that they've come out with for holiday 2021. So let me put the quads aside. We'll play with that when we get to the eyes. And here is the blush. It's number 361. It does come with a velvet pouch. Packaging is fairly typical. Here is the blush with the beautiful floral imprint. Oh, that's lovely. This imprint is different from the other patterns I'm seeing going around, which I think we'll see in the quads for holiday, which looks more like a skyline or like the front of a store or something. This is quite different. This actually looks like the Miss Dior campaign with all of the like wildflowers. In either case, it's all incredibly beautiful. So let's go ahead and apply this. Let me see what units brush I can use for this. I've got this 304. I think this is a little bit dense. This is something I feel like I could use for cream. We've got this one too, number 305. Let's try this one. This one I feel like could be used to sweep on some blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip in here. Oh, I hate ruining all this like beautiful embossing and overspray. It's like so sad. Just gonna sweep. This is a really pretty cool toned pink. All right, so there it is applied. There's my bare cheek as a comparison. It's a pretty color. I like that it's kind of cool toned. I don't know if you can see, it has just the slightest hint of like lilac in there. The sheen of this blush is so pretty. I think it's in the sheen where you can really see like the lilac highlight to it. Ooh, so pretty. All right, so that's the Dior Blush 361, their new one for holiday. I'm pretty sure all of their holiday pieces, both for Dior and Guerlain, are limited edition. But next, let's go ahead and move over to highlighter. I'm so excited for this Hermes highlighter. So this is their Face and Eyes Illuminating Powder. And when I saw preview pics of this, I was like stopped in my tracks. The formula is a baked gelée formula, so you guys know I was like really thrilled. Oh, I should show you the packaging. So here is the orange box that it comes in. Oof. Ooh, so luxurious. And here is the highlight. When I saw this embossing and the fact that it was baked gelée, I mean, whew, like I just got real excited when I started to see promo pics of this. So here is a swatch of this highlight, and it's a very shimmery gold. I wouldn't say it's particularly warm or cool toned. It seems like a very kind of neutral gold. I actually cleaned off my Sonia G Sculpt 2 for the occasion. This is one of my favorite highlighting brushes for baked gelée products, which are typically more difficult to pick up. So I'm going to run this over the pan. Another beautifully embossed pan that I am pained to use, but here we are. And there is that slight fragrance to this product. It smells just like the lipstick, which I know is an Hermes fragrance, but I'm not familiar with Hermes fragrances, so I'm not sure which one it is, but it's the same fragrance as the lipsticks. Okay, here we go. Woo! All right, everything you expect from a baked gelée highlighter. It is wet looking, it's glossy looking, it's super smooth, high shine, metallic. Wow, that is, that's beautiful. And it works for my skin tone. It is not too deep, which was what I was afraid of when I saw this, but it's definitely bright enough that I think it's light enough for my skin tone. Wow. I'm just gonna even out the shininess all over my face here. Wow, that is incredible. Well, this does not disappoint. It is lovely packaging, lovely embossing, lovely formula, and incredible payoff in terms of highlight. Goodness me. Oof, that's beautiful. All right, nothing terribly new for eyebrows, but I have been using the Tom Ford Brow Sculptor and enjoying it more and more, like the more I use it, because I mean, it's a typical pencil, long, kind of skinny pencil, but it's finer than ones that I've used. Yeah, so I'm really kind of enjoying it. Drawing in hair strokes and then using it on its side to just kind of do quick fill-in. It's really quite nice. So I have the shade Espresso. And the texture of the actual pencil is nice. It's not too hard and it's not too soft. But there's the brow filled in. That just took me about 2 seconds, and this is unfilled. So it just looks a little bit thicker. And like I mentioned in, I don't know, previous video, I'm just worried that the fiber brow gel is gonna be discontinued because it's out of stock everywhere, and I just don't know if it's just simply out of stock or if it is being discontinued. So I was like, I really need to play with the other Tom Ford brow products because I love that one so much. I'm like, I'll probably like the other products too. And I do really like this brow sculptor. Yeah, really easy to use. Okay, so that is brows. Let's move on over to eyeshadow. So like I said, I've got the 2 Dior quads. We have House of Dreams and Atelier Doré. I'm assuming this Atelier Doré is the gold one. Let's open this one up first. Yes, so here is a close-up of number 469 Atelier Doré. It has the gold in the middle. And here's some swatches. So I just swatched clockwise from top left around and then swatched the center gold shade last. So we've got some satins and metallics, and then that deep brown shade is a matte, which is really nice. And this was the embossing that I was talking about. It looks like a storefront or building front. Ooh, this one is beautiful. So this one is House of Dreams. And this is the one with the silver in the center, and it's a little bit cooler toned. It also has the same embossing. And then here are some swatches of this, again, clockwise from top left, and then I saved that silver shade for the end. And the deep brown shade in this one as well is matte. The tone of it is a little bit cooler. There's a little bit of a purple undertone to this brown versus the other one. I don't know which one to use. I'm really drawn to this cooler toned one, the silver one. So I think I'm gonna use this, but if for whatever reason the colors don't work out for me, maybe I'll hop over to the gold one. Yeah, but the silver one is just kind of calling my name. I think it's really pretty. I think it's because the shades in here have a little bit of a pinky, mauvey lilac tone to them, while these, incredibly beautiful, are a little bit more like shades that I've seen before. So let's go ahead with House of Dreams. And I'm gonna try the Unit 308 brush. It's a flat shader brush. I'm gonna go into the lightest shade here, the top left-hand corner. What a pretty shade. It just has like the softest satin sheen. So pretty. You can barely even see it in the pan. In the pan, it almost looks like a demi matte. But once you get it on the lid, it has this beautiful soft glow to it. Okay, next I'm going to try this 309 brush. This is a fairly skinny blender brush, and I'm going to go into the shade underneath and use this one. This one is probably the most mauvey of all the shades in here. And I'm just going to add this to the outer corner. These brushes are picking up product really nicely, and these shadows are a pressed powder. These aren't baked gelée or anything. I'm actually going to go back to that flat shader, it's the 308, and go into that mauve shade that I just used and drag that along my lower lash line. These brushes are really soft, and these shadows, I'm not seeing any fallout, which is really nice. And then for the center silver shade, I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger, pick some up, and just tap it and closer to the inner corner of my lid. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm glad I went with the silver one. Ooh. So I just grabbed my BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush. This is the A504. So this is a really teeny tiny blender brush. And I'm gonna go into this shade in the Atelier Doré palette and just add this little bit to my outer corner here to deepen it up a little bit. There, so it just looks a little smokier versus this eye. I really like that these two shades in this palette are neutral. This one is a little bit warm leaning, the gold is obviously a little bit warm, and this is pretty neutral as well, but I really like the tones of these two shadows. Wow, I love these eyeshadows. They're so pretty. So pretty. Not really surprised. I love Dior eyeshadows, especially the ones they've been coming out with lately. So that is the House of Dreams quad, the one with the silver, and then I just grabbed that one shade from the Atelier Doré quint. So have I been calling these quads? Oh my god, these quints. All right, let's move on to eyeliner. So I mentioned these eyeliners in my Beautylish gift card event recommendations video, but I never actually used them, like demoed them for you guys, and they are new to me. So these are the Sisley Lafito Kohl Star waterproof eyeliners, and they came out with some new matte shades. So I have Matte Jungle, which is a green shade, Matte Tonka, which is like a chocolate brown, and Matte Graphite, which is like a gray. I think I want to use the Matte Graphite. I've used the other two already, and I have not actually gotten a chance to use the graphite yet. But I really like these eyeliners, and I haven't always been the biggest fan of these eyeliners from Sisley because they had a sparkling version. The sparkling version had micro glitters in there, which you could feel and which would fall into my eye as the day wore on. So these matte ones obviously don't have any sparkle to them, don't have any micro glitters, and they're really easy to apply and they stay on all day. And I really like the colors, like this Matte Jungle, this green shade is so cool. So anyway, let's try this Matte Graphite. And I'm gonna go ahead and just tight line with this. Just get it right underneath my lashes there. And then I'm gonna add some to my waterline. There, I think on my waterline you can see the gray of this. So this gray color, this graphite color, has a little bit of blue. It's really cool. It's a very cool toned gray. All right, just gonna curl my lashes here. Oh my god, I'm just realizing my nails match my bracelet, which kind of matches my dress. Whoa, I'm never this coordinated. And I'm gonna apply the Sisley So Stretch Mascara in shade number 2, which is like a deep brown. This is the only Sisley mascara that I have gotten along with. I've tried their So Curl, I think. It actually has a curled wand, like a rounded wand, and it's supposed to like keep the curl in your lashes. But that one flaked on me. It didn't actually keep the curl in my lashes. But this So Stretch mascara is actually really nice. It has this very thin, like Christmas tree shaped wand. And this mascara doesn't flake on me. It doesn't smudge or do anything weird. It actually wears really, really nicely. And I like how fluffy and feathery it makes my lashes look. So I'm moving on from eyes, and I did not get a chance to use the new Guerlain Contrast Shadow Duo, the cream eye sticks, but I'm sure I'll be doing another trying new makeup video very soon, and I will be sure to incorporate those in there because they do look very pretty. But anyway, moving on to lips. So I've got 2 lips to try. I've got the Louboutin Crazy Pale, and then I have the Sunlit Rose Lip Balm from Tom Ford. Let's go ahead and swatch both. So I'm gonna put this refill into the blush case. I'm so excited that I was able to score this blush case. Oh my God, so pretty. I love these cases, but what I love more is this lipstick formula. I just was not prepared to love it as much as I do, but I really do. I was fully prepared to love these cases because I just think they're so cool. But let me go ahead and stick this refill in. All right, so here is Crazy Pale. And here is a swatch of it. Ooh, I like this shade. All right, let me go ahead and apply. Oh my God, this formula. This formula is so good. It's so soft on your lips. It's so nourishing and moisturizing feeling and so like extra creamy, like extra creamy. I love it. Okay, so that is the shade Crazy Pale. And this is probably as pale as I feel comfortable going. Otherwise, I feel like we get into concealer lip territory, but this is nice. It has a little bit of peachiness in it. Okay, so that is the Louboutin So Glow lip color in Crazy Pale. Let me remove this and then we'll put on the Sunlit Rose tinted balm. Ooh, oh my God, you guys. I was not expecting this. Wait, can you see that like metallic shift to it? It's like a multi-chrome lip color. I had no idea. I hadn't even opened this. Oh, wow. Wow, so you get like a nice peachy base, which is actually very, very close to this crazy pale color. But then on top, you have this really beautiful, it's like slightly subtle metallic sheen. It's like a shifty pink purple. And then there are teeny tiny micro glitters, like barely perceptible micro glitters in there. That is really pretty. You know, it's different from what I thought it looked like online. I thought it was just gonna be like a light pink with like a bunch of micro glitters in there. And then when I saw this actual bullet, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have unicorn lips. But it's actually a lot more subtle than it looks in the tube. Yeah, it definitely is much more of just this kind of like peachy color with just a hint of that sheen to it. I feel like that sheen that you see is almost like an overspray to the lipstick. Wow, they're doing a lot of stuff to to makeup products now to make them look even more enticing for us. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. It's so much more different than I thought, but that's really pretty. Okay. All right. Wow. I'm like surprised at how much I enjoy this sun lip balm because I'm not usually like a unicorn lip kind of person, but it's so subtle and it just adds like a little bit of something. It just makes it look a little cooler toned. Okay, so we have one last thing to play with. This is the Guerlain Meteorites Gold Pearls. So this is what they have out for holiday this year. This is what the tin looks like. So it looks like the typical Meteorites tin, except it has a gold and silver top. So this came from Selfridges, so it did come quite a bit a ways. Ooh, and here's what the pearls look like. And we have that violet scent that I love. So I'm going to get out my Sonia G Face One brush, which is now called the Buffer Pro. And I'm actually pressing it onto this cushion here. Do you see all the powder coming up? There's actually plenty of product in this cushion. So let me just pounce on here, and then I'm gonna pick up a little bit from the pearls here. So these pearls are beautiful. So there's like white and then some like champagne colored, and then there's like copper and a very light rose gold. Very, very pretty. So I'm going to pounce on my cheek and then buff. Well, it does what Meteorites does. Just buffed everything out beautifully. It's given my skin a beautiful sheen. You definitely need to like a sheen to your skin versus having like a matte complexion. You definitely want to have a sheen to your skin because, oof, these Meteorites will make your skin look like pearls once you're done buffing it in. But I don't get the same effect with any other brush, I will say. You really have to buff it in with a brush like this or very similar to this Sonia G brush. These Meteorites are really, like, I like the tone of them. They've come out with holiday ones before where they've been a little bit bronzy or a little bit rosy, where I felt like I could only kind of use it to buff like my bronze blush area, otherwise it was too deep. Or they've come out with ones that are like highlight. Like if you were to buff it all over your face, it would be really, really shiny. And I remember that came in that gold orb, and I would just buff out highlight with that. This one, I feel like, at least for my skin tone, it kind of works all over my face. It doesn't have any kind of deep, deep color to it. It just has like a few of these copper pearls in there, which are really subtle. Wow, another winning trying new makeup. The Dior products are incredible. I will have to use that Doré quint for you soon. I'll definitely have to use that Guerlain shadow sticks for you soon as well. But I love God, the lip products, so, so good. This foundation is looking really beautiful. And even this bronzer, which I think is too warm for me and maybe even a little bit too deep, I think it worked fine, especially after I buffed it out. I think it looks nice. And the Hermes highlight, it is gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. Look how beautiful that is after I've buffed it out. Oh, it's like so smooth. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, and subscribe down below if you're into luxury makeup. I would love to have you join the family here, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next video.